The Gilgo Beach murders, a trail of bodies, secrets, and a relentless hunt for the killer. It started with a frantic 911 call. May 1st, 2010, Shannon Gilbert, a 24-year-old escort, was running for her life through the secluded community of Oak Beach, New York. Panicked and breathless, she called 911, saying someone was after her. "They're trying to kill me," she repeated before vanishing into the night. But when the police searched for her, they found nothing. No sign of Shannon, no evidence of what happened. Months passed. Her family begged the authorities to keep looking, but for many, Shannon was just another missing escort. Then, in December 2010, everything changed. While searching the remote stretch of Ocean Parkway for Shannon, investigators made a gruesome discovery: human remains. But it wasn't Shannon. It was another woman, wrapped in burlap. Within days, 3 more bodies surfaced in the same area. All women. All escorts who had disappeared years earlier. Their names: Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Melissa Barthélemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Lynn Costello. The media called them the Gilgo Four. But this was just the beginning. By spring 2011, police expanded their search, uncovering more victims scattered along the Long Island coastline. Some were mere skeletons, others dismembered. A young child's remains surfaced, later identified as the daughter of an unidentified woman known only as Peaches. 2 sets of severed body parts, one belonging to a woman found a decade earlier, suggested a methodical and patient killer. The revelations were disturbing. Someone had been using Long Island as a dumping ground for years. And they weren't just killing escorts. The case took a chilling turn when detectives learned that Melissa Barthélemy's killer had used her phone to taunt her family. Her 15-year-old sister received a series of anonymous calls, cold, mocking. "Do you know what your sister is doing?" the man asked. Then the worst: "I killed her." The calls traced back to Midtown Manhattan but were untraceable beyond that. The killer was careful. For over a decade, the case remained unsolved. Despite a massive task force, new police leadership, and advanced forensic technology, no arrests were made. Theories spread. Was this the work of one serial killer or multiple? Was law enforcement covering something up? But in 2022, a new task force took over. They focused on small details: burner phones, vehicle records, DNA. And finally, they found a suspect. His name: Rex Heuermann. To the outside world, Heuermann was an unremarkable man, an architect, a father, someone who blended in. But behind closed doors, he was something far more sinister. Authorities linked him to multiple burner phones used to contact escorts, search for violent pornography, and even track the investigation into the killings. His truck matched a vehicle last seen near one of the victims' homes. And then the smoking gun DNA evidence. On July 14, 2023, Heuermann was arrested outside his Manhattan office. He was charged with the murders of Melissa Barthélemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. Weeks later, more charges followed for the murder of Maureen Brainerd Barnes. But the case didn't end there. In 2024, he was formally charged in the brutal killings of Jessica Taylor and Sandra Costilla. By December, another name was added: Valerie Mack. Each victim had been discarded like trash along the same lonely stretch of highway, their remains hidden in plain sight for years. Yet questions remain. Who was Peaches? Who was Asian Doe? And was Heuermann the only one, or just part of a larger web of horror? For over a decade, the killer buried his secrets beneath the sand, but time refused to keep them hidden. Now, with Heuermann behind bars, the families of the victims wait for justice. But the question still lingers: was he the only one? Or does another predator still walk free along the shores of Gilgo Beach? Crime never sleeps, and neither do we. Subscribe for more shocking cases.